After that week, after the surgery was scheduled, we thought, Ron had a moment where he said maybe we should just cancel camp because I'm going to have surgery. He didn't want to leave me here alone. He did not want to have me have the surgery alone. And he just says, there's just, no way. I'm just going to have to cancel camp.
So I asked her, I said, I'll cancel. If you want me to, I'll cancel camp. And I knew what she would say. It's like, no, that's the very thing that we shouldn't do. We'll get through this. We'll get help. You need to go. You need to go on the river. You need to go and do this because this is about those kids. And, that's one of the many things I love about her is here she's in a place where she probably could justify saying, yeah, let's cancel this. You stay home and take care of me. And I don't know if anybody would ding us for that, And instead she says, no, you go do this. We got kids to reach. So there's kids that may very well commit suicide if they don't come to this camp. So let's do this.
Rob Hyslip from the Dream Center and his team, which we call the Dream Team, drove up today, and he has this big diesel truck. We are now loading, as you can see, those barrels are fuel, wood, all of our supplies on there, and then tomorrow morning he'll be driving up to Circle, Alaska and meeting a barge, and then all these items will go onto the barge. We have cement that was donated, cement blocks, we have lumber, we have all kinds of furniture that was donated, beds, oh my goodness, I don't know how many hundreds of pounds of dried food that were donated, hundreds of pounds of canned goods, sealant, rain sealant, just all
big old water tanks.
Yeah, that big old water tank, that's what I'm worried about. We have a four-wheeler going on there, we're gonna have canoes, a boat motor, chainsaws, all kinds of goods. Dream Center just got here about a half hour ago and they're already getting to work and loading all these items onto the truck. And we're also going to fill up our pickup truck and the trailer, and that will be going to the river tomorrow. And we're excited. We're so thankful to God for all He's provided and all He's done. Yay!
I remember waking up in the hospital, and honestly, I did not have pain, but I was still under anesthesia and the painkillers, and I was numb, so I couldn't feel anything. And again, I had peace still. Ron was right there waiting for me. He told me the doctor had came in and told us the results of the surgery, but in my mind or in my life, there was no doctor in that room. I do not remember the doctor coming to me and telling me anything about the surgery. I was out. And we just kept talking to each other through it. He was encouraging me, oh baby, the doctor said you did great. I felt good, and I was encouraging him that this is going to be okay. We're getting through this. So I stayed the night in the hospital. I came home the next day, and again, it was just, honestly, it's a life change. My arm, this whole side was just numb, and what happens when they remove lymph nodes in your arms, it's almost, they're the receptors of your nerves. And so when they remove the lymph nodes, it really affects your arm. So I was in bed the first few days. Ron had me stay in bed, maybe the first couple days. Then I came out to my chair here in the living room. Pretty much that's all I would do was sit because they told me to get lots of rest. Everyone waited on me. It was wonderful. It was a blessing having everyone wait on you. The team was fine. Probably those 2 days after I had surgery, the house was busy. We were, the team was in here early morning, late at night, packing items, scheduling flights, and just all the business of camp.
Without our work teams, we wouldn't be able to build this. Our team is not that big. We can't do all the construction and run camp at the same time. Our work teams have been a blessing. They come from all over the United States as well as Alaska, and they come in and spend anywhere from a few days to a few weeks and volunteer their time to build this camp, and they do it for the kids. It's really a blessing.
Sometimes it takes little bit of oomph. And we're off. So yeah, their flight came in late. Oh, I feel like there's a mosquito on me. They came up here last year as a lead trip, just the pastor and the youth pastor, and then they wanted to come back with a bigger team, and so that's what they're doing this year, coming back with a bigger team. So we're super excited. There we go. I feel like we should be up with the Celebrity Cruises people. I love tourists. I want to be their friends. I wonder if that's their flight or if that's leftovers from the last flight. So if their flight came in at 9:22, it's 9:35. 12 minutes, I guess, getting off the airplane and going to the bathroom and such. So keep our eyes open. So now you know what he looks like because he looked him up on Facebook. Look at him again, study his face, so you can know exactly what he looks like. Gotta keep our eyes open for them. Hopefully they come out first. Pastor Ross. Yeah. It'd be fun to be the person that stands there with the sign. Be like, hello. So work. Is that? Wait, she waves. Was she waving at me? Let's go closer. That is. It's Pastor Ross. And Amanda. How are you?
Good to see you as well.
Hi, Amanda. I've never met you, but hi. Hi, Amber. Awesome. How was your flight?
Good.
Good? Was it bumpy at all? Really?
So Ron was continually thinking about the date that he had to be at camp, because we did have a work team coming in mid-June, and he had to be at camp at least 3 days before they came in, which would put it a week after my surgery. And oh man, I don't think I'll ever forget Ron's face the night before he was leaving. And during the trip, we were, especially him, because he's a night owl, he was usually up those 2 nights right before he was getting ready to leave to camp. And he was like zoning. It's almost like I could read his mind though, that he was like just staring off in the distance like, I can't do this, I can't leave my wife, but camp's gotta go on. If I don't go, it won't, if I don't go, we won't have camp and we can't cancel. But I just remember that sense, or just seeing that look on his face of just such a battle on his face, basically. But then he would like shake it off and go on and continue to pack. So I could tell he was definitely battling, and he would tell me that he didn't want to leave me. But he was just so strong, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of everything he endured, and that he made the decision not to call camp off, because again, I know cancer is not from God. I know this time in our life was not from God, but God was with us, and he helped us through it. And he made us strong, and he gave us direction, and he gave us peace. And I know that was the plan of the enemy, to want to take us out and to want us to stop camp and from impacting lives. So I'm just so proud of my husband, and I can't say that enough. He is the strongest man I know.
Babies are getting ready to make their journey to camp.
The boating aspect of camp is quite quite a huge undertaking. This Generation Ministries has gone through like several $30,000 boats, and they've actually been contacted by the company saying, what are you doing to our boats? We're just putting them to work.
No different than you need a car to go to work, or you need a truck to haul supplies to the next destination. Our boats are our trucks and our buses, and for a church, they want a 15-passenger van. For us, we need a 15-passenger boat, And so we haul kids, we haul supplies, we haul fuel, We haul building materials at times, and
one of my aspects is I have a 19-foot sprint boat with a 60 horse 4-stroke motor on it, and so that's the best, most fuel efficient motor we have out here. And so I do a lot of hauling back and forth from Fort Yukon. I'll do, last year I think I did 19 trips to Fort Yukon and back or something like that. And so supplies will be flown in, and I'll wait till I have a boatload of about 1,000 pounds, and then I'll load that up in my boat and bring it down to camp, bring back anything that needs to go to Fort Yukon, any metal trash that we have to dispose of that can't be dealt with here, backhaul that all out. And we usually boat in so many supplies that we just have to like putz down the river. And it's usually the boats are so heavy it takes anywhere from 12 to 18 hours to get down to camp, just putzing along on the river 4 miles an hour or so. And it is a dangerous river. It's not, it's a lot of times people don't realize it. Just because it doesn't have white caps and stuff doesn't mean it's not dangerous. And we have, every year we have boating incidents and people that are killed on the river with and without life jackets. One of our youth that's here at camp this year, her father died last year on the river. The boat capsized and he wasn't able to make it. And so every year it's a dangerous, huge river, the Yukon River. There's a lot of hazards under the water. You can't see under the water at all. It's a silt river, and so it's fed by glacial water and stuff like that. So it has that brown silt. You put your hand about that far under the water and you can't see it anymore. And so what that means is that there could be trees or limbs or things stuck on the bottom or anything, and you don't know. So people, if you fall in the river and you can have a life vest on, but if your foot gets caught on something underneath there, life vest or not, you just don't get found. You're not near a hospital. If something goes bad out here at camp, we have to call a medevac helicopter to come out here and get us, and then medevac us back to Fairbanks, and who knows what could happen in those 2-3 hours. So that's a huge thing for us. And so it's a dangerous river. I've fallen in it more times than I can ever remember. It's one of those things that people don't realize till you're on it, just how big it is. There's many places where it's miles wide, and we've been stuck on sandbars. We've been pushed into a sandbar going down river before with a heavy load, and couldn't reverse because the prop starts hitting the bottom, so you have to pull it up, and so you have no control over the boat. Next thing you know, you're beached on a sandbar. The water's about that deep, and you have to start unloading stuff on the river. And so you're on a sandbar in ankle deep water, taking stuff off the boat onto the actual water and trying to get the boat light enough to move it so you can load stuff back on. And so it's quite the undertaking to be out on this river so much. This year we went to boat supplies down, and we didn't have enough boats. It was my boat and Pastor Ron's boat. He only had one boat at the time, and we didn't know how we were going to do it. And a friend of ours from Fort Yukon volunteered to come up to Circle, and then the day of the trip, Pastor Ron got given a new boat. And so we went from having 2 boats to having 4 boats overnight. And we got to Circle, and we had more gear than those 4 boats could take, and we loaded them down heavy, and there was we decided, well, we're not going to use fuel to have 4 boats just push water all the way to Circle or to Fort Yukon. And so we had 2 boats tow the other 2 boats, and so each boat had a rope attached towing this other boat, and just at about 9 miles an hour down the river. And then it dawned on us about 4 hours through the trip that we didn't have any of the lunch food on our boat. It was all on Pastor Ron's boat. And so we asked him to pull up next to us, and we were exhausted and tired, and he pulled up next to us, and the guy missed grabbing the boat. And so now we had this ballerina act where his boat was curving around mine, but his boat still had a rope attached to the boat behind it. And it was curving around mine, then mine had a rope attached to a boat behind me, and my back boat started curving around his back boat. And we had these 4 boats just swirling in the current, doing this intricate dance with ropes attached. And we had staff members trying to lift up and undo ropes and unhitch ropes. And well, lo and behold, I found myself in the way, and I realized I wasn't doing anything. I was on the front of my boat, so I went to take a step back to get out of the way, and I realized there was no boat there. So I went in over my head, and I just barely remembered to grab my glasses as I was floundering in the water. And I came up, and as I popped my head up, I realized that the current on the top of the water was moving faster than the lower water. So when I went in the water, I hit the brakes, and so I came up out of the water, and the boats were floating away faster than I was floating. And so I had a panic moment, and I swam as fast as I can and caught the boat, and they helped me up, and it was quite the adventure. It took us 7 hours to get to Circle and 9 hours to get back to Fort Yukon, and then another 6 hours or so to get to camp, and it was all in one day after a full day of driving and stuff. So I think our team did 32 or 36 hours up and 16 to 23 hours of boating, and it was crazy getting here, but you know, these kids are worth it. So
I remember one time I was boating up to Circle to get some supplies, and I had an empty boat, and we were in the main channel, and my passenger and me were going up there, and all of a sudden, without any sign on the water, our back end got caught in some sort of cyclone, some kind of where the water creates this big eddy right in the middle of the river, and our back end started sinking way back down on step. We're just moving along about 20 miles an hour. All of a sudden we bogged down and start going backwards, and he jumps over the windshield and he runs to the front of the boat and puts his body half off the front of the boat so that we don't go, because the nose of the boat was rising up, and to this day I don't know what that was. And he jumped on the front, and it was enough front weight to get the nose back down, and then the prop caught again, and we took off, and we looked back, we never saw what that was, but our boat was going along and then just started turning sideways like this and going backwards, and crazy stuff like that. It's just not a good river. I remember one time I was with Pastor Ron, and we had stopped by a cut bank sandbar to take a break because our team was exhausted. We just needed to build a fire, get warm, and get some food in us. And I was walking off the front onto that cut bank sandbar, and the ground gave way, and I slipped up down. I was going under the front of the boat. And I remember I grabbed up with my elbows onto the front of the boat, and I was like, Pastor Ron, help me. And my legs were caught in there. My pants pockets were filling with silt, and because the water was flowing through it, and you know what I mean? And my pants were getting bogged down with that muddy water, and I was getting harder and harder to hold on, and it went from elbows to just hands on the front, and my fingers were getting weak, and I'm like, help me. And I remember Pastor Ron sitting there being like, and I didn't know what was going on, and so he's sitting there like, and so finally he helped me, but in his defense, I'd been a real pain in his butt that year, and so I think might be go through his head is like, you know, how much trouble will I get in if I just pretend I didn't see this? And so, but no, we've had a lot of those, you know, experiences on the river. It's just, it's a dangerous river. You got to be looking out for each other. You have to, you know, keep your wits about you, and be real flexible. Be willing to, you know, take advantage of, you know, all the opportunities on the river to stay safe, and you know, things like that.
After I did return from the hospital, I did have that time of grieving. I would just be thinking, I'd wake up in the morning and be crying, and would say, what's wrong? And just thinking, maybe I made the wrong choice. Maybe I didn't wait on God. Maybe, you know, and after a few times, he woke up one morning, and I was sitting on the couch, and he could just see I was struggling with something. And I just started talking. He said, what's on your mind? And again, I don't think I should have done this. I think I did the wrong thing. And that grieving again, that sense of loss was just hitting me. And Ron just started crying too. He said, Yolanda, you can't do that. You can't live in the past. It will destroy you, and it will destroy us. You have to stop and go forward. You have to forget about this. We had peace. You know, you told me we had peace for the surgery to happen. So you did the right thing. We did the right thing. You have to go forward. And I was listening to him, and I heard God tell me so strong, stop thinking and start thanking. Stop thinking about what happened and start thanking me that you're alive. Start thanking me that I've been with you this whole time. Start thanking me for every good thing, even the fact that this process did go fast. So at that moment, and this could have been the second or third day after I got home from the hospital, I just had to just stop. I just had to stop thinking that I couldn't go back there no more.
Through all of this, though, you got to keep the romance up. And that's a reality. You know, it's just this kind of stuff will really test your marriage. I really believe that.
And again, I was all his focus. He wasn't concerned. He was continually telling me it's going to be okay. It's going to work out.
One of the things that I was doing when I was at home, one of the things I wanted to continue to do, and it's been hard to do from here, is continually give her that focus of let's move forward. We're going to focus on the future. We're going to focus on the next step, and we're not going to look behind. When you start looking behind and wonder, well, did I make a good decision? Do I need a new doctor? When you start living in the past, it's really hard to move forward, and that's where you're going to get discouraged. And so I've been really aggressively pushing her, no, we're not going to talk about the past. What's done is done, and it's going to be okay. And I love you more than ever. It's going to be all right, babe. It's going to be great. It's going to be better than great. You're going to get through this, and we're only going to talk about future. And so one of the things I started doing with her, and we've done this together, is we're planning our next vacation. We don't have any money to plan a vacation. That doesn't matter. But there's something powerful about putting those words into action. We're planning vacation. If you're planning your next vacation, you're not planning your funeral. Okay, that would be weird, right? We're not planning a funeral, we're planning a vacation. And we're planning her vacation and my vacation, and we decided to blend them because we're not agreeing on vacation. She wants Hawaii, and I just want to go rent a BMW and ride a motorcycle around somewhere. And so we're going to do both. So we're planning that. We want to do that. We're planning some dates, and we want to put that together. But that's what you have to do. You have to live for something that's beyond your situation. And then in all of that, trusting that God's going to work it out.
But he was just so strong and so kind and so helpful. I was not a burden. He wasn't grossed out by anything. He wasn't freaked out. He was calmer than me. I thought my husband is the strongest man I know because seeing him, how he dealt with the situation, seeing how he was so strong for me, how he encouraged me, how he took care of me, and again, didn't get freaked out. It wasn't. His focus was me being here and being alive.
You know, I told my wife, I said, at the end of the day, you lost a body part, but I didn't lose you. At the end of the day, it's really not as bad as it looks. You're gonna be healthy, So when we get through this journey, when we get all the way through it and you're looking back, you're gonna go, okay, it was all right. It's not something we chose to do, but it's gonna be okay, and you're not gonna live the rest of your life in regret, and I'm still gonna love you, and we're still going on vacation, because this could have killed her. They're saying that this wasn't found, it would have killed her, because the two lumps, the two cancerous lumps that were removed, one was the size of a golf ball, and the other one was just slightly smaller. That's big. That's huge. And that's why they said there's going to be cancer through her whole body. We're expecting all her lymph nodes to be cancerous because these are so big. These are like seeding the rest of her body. It's just pouring into the rest of her body. And that wasn't the case, though. So it kind of threw him for a loop. Literally, after that was found out, doctors, as well as the people who were doing all of the biopsy and the data and research, and from what we were told, they were on the phone. Our surgeon said, I've been on the phone with doctors all morning about this case. And I wouldn't doubt somebody's going to write a paper on it, because first of all, she said, in all my history, I've never seen a woman with 36 lymph nodes, and then only to have two cancerous, that's miraculous. So pretty amazing.
Through the emotions, the peace and the strength that we felt from God was so unreal, was incredible. We were strong, but only because we were putting our faith in the Lord. So I just really thank God that we continually chose to encourage each other and say that it's going to be okay, instead of thinking we can't believe this is happening. Why is this happening to us, God? That never crossed my mind at that time. It was just thank you, God.